And it's weird, I'm gonna try to do this quick because I just got a message from this awesome dude at the warehouse. Uh, he's not my boss, but people are always like, "Can you get a hold of him?" And I don't want to use his name because I want to be respectful. But I just got off the phone with him. He's the guy at the warehouse that say like, when you pick up wood from Home Depot, you got to go to Home Depot. If you're a contractor, that's not your boss. It's just the guy at the depot. Well, he's the head of the depot, and I go there to pick up my supplies, kind of thing. And he's an awesome guy. Well, he messaged me to find out when I was going to be there because he had to give me a mask and a thermometer in order for me to work on Monday. And I was just trying to answer back, but the way I word things in messages, I speak in novel. I don't answer with one or two words. And I basically said, like, I don't want to hurry because, I have so many more important things to do than worry about bread in this pandemic. I don't mean to put it down. Like, here's the thing. I know people are out there that are sick. And here's the thing. Biological warfare. I don't know how else to say this in better words, and I know this to be true, so I'm just going to say it. Um, when I talk about coming from that place of oneness and that place of knowing, I'm not joking. So I really have nothing to prove to anybody, but I'm just here to help. So what a biological thing is your body shuts down its immune system when it's scared. They put a little tiny thing out there that gives you or they just use the idea of the existing flu and it's in your head. Maybe they did have an outbreak of a certain kind of virus, but it's not the virus that's doing the damage. It's the people freaking out about it. You really have to understand that if your body's freaking out outside, just do that real quick. Go, oh my God, oh my God. Think like that for 2 seconds. Do it. And then realize to yourself that when you're calm, your body can heal. Your body is okay the more calm you are. The more I've been doing meditation and doing this for 10 years, like maybe 9, I don't know how long it's been since I started meditating, but my super crazy experience, and like I would say samadhi, because they would explain that in other, practices or spiritual backgrounds as certain words, but it's more than words. It's more than, seeing some dragon with 25 heads or something like that. It's real stuff. It's real. So anyway, I know where I'm coming from. This is some wild stuff, and it's my actual life. I don't like it all the time. In fact, it gets to be scary. I don't want to see the future. In fact, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I don't, like I said, there are so many things happening at one time. There's billions of people, so it's not like there's just one thing. So when it comes to a virus, whether it's a nasty virus or a not nasty virus, you may be able to contract it. You may be able to carry it and make other people get it from you. But the point is, when your immune system and your body itself isn't in panic, it will repair. It will fight any germ, any bacteria. It's little. It works on a temperature kind of thing. Say like, your body will know what to do when it's at rest, when it's calm. Rest doesn't mean you have to lay around and do nothing, because you can sit around on your butt all day and still be worried. You have to learn how to really just let go, be calm. You're okay. Quit telling yourself, that's what's doing it. Because the world right now is in a state of, and most people were already strung up a little bit and ready to fight or ready to, there's so many prescription drugs people are on. Everyone's not even thinking right. So this happens, everybody's blah. They don't even know what they're thinking. So, you have to realize the people that are freaking out the most are those people who don't know what to think. And that's not a bad thing to say. It's true. Like, most of us don't know what to think, because once you get out of school, at school you had some at least direction. After school, you're supposed to pick some career or do something and whatever. So this brings me back to the guy at the warehouse. I called him, or he called me, or text me, and I called him because I felt bad that I'm like, I'm not in any hurry. I have something so much more important than giving bread. And he comes and says stuff like, you have to realize that you're helping people's lives by delivering bread. And I'm like, yeah, that's on a very low level, because people can eat other things. We should be growing our own gardens and building our own homes, or else using the homes that are there and not living a life of paying a government to what? I'm going to work this job that I shouldn't, most people work a job they don't really need. We don't need to keep building more houses. There's tons of houses that are empty. There's tons of big buildings that are empty. There's tons of big businesses that don't need to even have business that could empty out and support all kinds of people. Like I have I know how the future can be if we want it to be peace, but no one's going to listen until they really understand themselves. So that's the most important thing to do, is help people understand themselves and to help us understand ourselves. So back to the guy at the warehouse. I almost said your name, but I didn't. Anyway, I was trying to tell him that, I know he's going to go back. He's watching his own ass and, trying to make sure that his boss, he's doing policy and policy and policy, and policy is handed down from here. And the government says this and the government says that. The government is like what? Our parents? How long have we've gone through a period of learning how to listen to what they say and don't argue. Listen to what they say and don't argue. It's best for you. I know what's best for you. Guess what? They're strangers. They don't really care. But at the same time, they're magnificent people. They're just doing what they know how to do. People take jobs they don't want to do. Say you're working, if you go into the government and the government has to be shady, or it doesn't have to be shady. I didn't mean to say those words exactly. But say you go into the government and there's some stuff going on. We know there's all kinds of government scams and government frauds and government this and that. We know that. People aren't perfect. No matter what job you have, you're not going to be perfect. So we know there's all kinds of that kind of stuff. But if you go in there with the best intentions and you, in order to keep your job and make that money, you do what you have to do to make that money. Like, for instance, on a very lower level, I'm delivering bread. It's not a bad thing, but there's something I'm much more needed for. There's very few people since the beginning of time who have had this experience or have been able to say it right, or that chose to say it right because they could see how people are going to ridicule them. I know what people are going to say about me. Same thing that most people said to those people that actually came out and said something. The other ones didn't. They stayed to themselves. They went off to the mountains. They did whatever. They did all kinds of things. And when I say they, I'm actually talking about me, but I don't want to sound weird saying this because I know all my past lives. I told him that today too. And I'm like, I don't want to sound dumb. I've been tested and I'm actually a certified, I don't want to say certified. I hate the word certified. Certified. I got this paper or I got this email saying that, yeah, those things don't matter. You'll know if you're smart or not smart. If you can easily establish answers or come up with, putting together theories, then you're smart or not smart. If you're like, huh? What? What do you feel like doing? I don't know. If you don't, you know whether you're smart or not smart. Don't depend on books and math problems to tell you whether you're smart or not. We got to become a race of people that are much more conscious than we have been led to believe we're limited to. It's time, guys. Anyway, so what I was saying about that is I'm telling everybody about this because this is my life and I'm not going to hide it anymore because I'm not the Dan Alexander that I used to be. It's been 2 years since I've even thought about boobies. That sounds weird to say. Now I feel like I'm rated G and I went from being like a porn guy, I eat nothing but vegetables and fruit and more liquids than anything. And I meditate every day. Great for me. I'm not saying any of those things are things you have to do. But if you do those practices and you stick to them and you shed all those bad habits that you think are fun right now because you're so used to them, that what else will you do? Well, if you start simplifying your life a little bit and actually enjoying who you are, not what you think you're supposed to do with your time or what other people tell you to do. Once you enjoy you and you love yourself inside truly, everything is great. And not like the geek on the Lego movie, hey, everything is awesome. I'm talking really. And I'm not saying that you'll definitely have a spiritual experience, but if you want to understand spirit, regardless of what any book says or what any preacher or any spiritual practice says, what it truly is, all those things I can explain. In fact, I wrote the books. That's the weirdest part. I remember writing books that I didn't write. I remember writing movies, being in movies, fighting in wars, just everything. So much stuff. Mythical things like being planets, being people that aren't even possible. I wouldn't think. Mystical creatures. There's things beyond our imaginations. Well, they're not beyond our imaginations because we're capable of everything. Anyway, I don't want to ramble. And I'm going to finish this because I have more important things to do. And I want to work on my music and I'm going to I have some really meaningful songs that I think you guys should hear. So, support a good cause and share this with people. Share my stuff with people. Not because I want anything. If I make money, I'm donating it to good causes like the environment. Clean up the environment and that'll help everybody. Don't give it just a few groups of people so that they can be like, what? You help these people, but not those people. I want to help all people. And how do you do that? From the core up. You breathe, you take care of yourself and others, and you love. pretty simple, guys. Anyway, until next time, peace.